Welcome inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Dominic Miranda here. Joining me is Caitlin Clark, guard for the Indiana Fever. Thank you so much for making some time. Appreciate it. I know you have a long day ahead, but we're going into year 2. It's kind of crazy that it's finally here, but now you finally had some time to reflect on year 1. And when you look back at your first experience in the WNBA, your first year with the Fever, what comes to mind? What kind of takeaways, your perspective of how year 1 went for you?
Yeah, I think it went really well. I think our goal as a team was to get back to the playoffs, and that's certainly what we did. And I think kind of took a step in the right direction. And then now moving into year 2, it's, from here on out, we're trying to win championships. That's our goal. And I think we added a lot of really good pieces to that puzzle. Obviously bringing Steph White in, she's tremendous. And just being in the gym the past 3 days has been incredible. And you can just feel the energy and the vibes, and just taking time to put all that together. And that's not going to be perfect on game 1, but it'll be a process for us. But I think, having a year under my belt and understanding how the league works, the physicality of the league, the pace of the league, going from game to game, how the schedule works, having all of that under my belt and kind of knowing what to expect is going to be really helpful for me this year, and hopefully I can just get off running.
Yeah, you mentioned Steph coming in. She obviously has experience with this franchise. She's done it at every level. How has that relationship evolved since she's arrived, and how have you seen you two work together?
Yeah, I've known Steph for many years now. She recruited me when I was in 7th grade, so when she was still in the college world, and then, and when I got to college, she called a lot of my games, and I always admired and respected her. You could just tell she had a knowledge about the game that, many people didn't always have, and she just understood it really well. And then obviously going against her, I always thought she had the best scouting reports against us, and I'm not just saying that, I really thought that. And so now having that on our side, what more could you ask for? And she's probably more of an offensive-minded coach than a defensive-minded coach, which I love and appreciate, but she's going to hold us accountable on both sides of the ball. And, across the board in the league, everybody respects her and admires what she's done. So she's a great leader, but also very personable at the same time, which, as a player, you need to have that relationship, and that's really important.
Yeah, especially as a point guard.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. Going into last season, we saw the spotlight on women's sports, women's basketball. It was remarkable, merchandise sales, selling out Gainbridge, just the spotlight in general. And you've said before that you weren't alone in bringing this to the table, but were you aware of your role in it? Did you expect that? And your impact that you brought to Indianapolis, across the nation, and to the WNBA?
Yeah, well, I think last year was a little bit interesting because, I was in college and you're turning the page really fast. So I didn't know exactly how it would translate. Obviously, I expected it to translate on some level. The fans and the excitement, I could feel it before we ever played a game here in Gainbridge. But, I didn't know, were we going to have sellouts on the road? Were we going to sell out every game at home here? I just really didn't know. And then to do all of those things was absolutely tremendous. So, you certainly feel the impact, and I think I feel it the most when you're, before the game signing autographs for young boys and young girls, and they're screaming, and it's the best memory of their year, or they're celebrating a birthday, or they're with their friends. I think that's what kind of keeps it in perspective for myself. So, I certainly see the impact that I've had, and, hopefully that continues, but also our team, people are going to find new players that they love on our team, on other teams, and I think especially this year, you can already see our fans really rallying around this group, and, whether it's been players that have put on a Fever jersey before, or if it's the new ones we've brought in, they're really excited to support all of us.
No doubt about it. Coming into last year 1, there was no breaks. National championship, draft, training camp, season. Until the Olympic break, there wasn't really time off for you. How valuable was this off-season for you? What did you do to have fun? You mentioned going to the Masters, and then to take a step back and reflect and work on things for year 2. How valuable was that for you?
Yeah, I think it was all about finding a balance. And, I'm a person that loves to be in the gym. I love to work. And, I didn't know how the off-season would feel. I've really never had this long a period of time of not playing really competitive, organized games. And so that was a little bit different for me, but at the same time, I felt like it was a great opportunity for me to get in the weight room, be consistent there, and be consistent on skill development and things that I really wanted to get better at and knew that I had to get better at. And very thankful for Steph bringing in Keith, our player development, who's spent a lot of time with me, and we'll play pickup and things like that. But honestly, it went pretty fast, and was able to do a lot of fun stuff off the court too. Went to a few Taylor Swift concerts, went to the Masters, played in the Annika down in Florida, which was really fun. So I got to do a lot of fun different things that I really hadn't been able to do in a couple years. So there was definitely a good balance to it, but I'm excited to be back too.
How was that experience at the Masters? It's like a bucket list for everybody.
It's a bucket list for everybody. I mean, everybody has, been texting me like, how was it? How was it? I'm like, I can't even explain it to you. It's something you just have to really go and experience. Like, there's not many things in life where you prepare for and then it continues to exceed your expectations once you really get there. Obviously knowing how great it is, but it's even better when you're really there. The food's amazing,
cheap.
All of that. Cheap. The food's cheap. The course is perfect. There's not a blade of grass out of place. So definitely a bucket list item, and I wouldn't mind going back every single year.
No phones too.
No phones.
All right, so basketball season's finally here. You're going into year 2. The Fever were extremely busy this offseason. What was your reaction to the free agency ads, the trades, and now this roster is so deep and talented? We've been talking about it during training camp. That's got to excite you.
Oh yeah, it's super exciting, and you got to give a lot of credit to Kelly and Amber. They did a great job constructing this roster, but also, thankful for the free agents that decided they wanted to come here. They didn't have to come here. They could have gone many other places, but they, bought into the belief of really being able to win championships here and having the fans being able to support them and playing in a city like Indianapolis where, basketball is the thing in the state of Indiana. It's what people love. So just really excited for everybody that we've added from, the vets, DB, Sid, Tosh, to acquiring Sophie in a trade, whoever it is. We're only bringing back 5 players, so in a way it's a little new for us returners too, but I think just taking time to put all of it together, I think we have a really, really talented roster. It's just coming together, and everybody doing their role really, really well is what's going to make us successful.
No doubt about it. With those moves come higher expectations, maybe from the outside. Leah said at training camp, our expectations haven't changed. And so you have this talented roster. You're coming off a great end to last season, pushing the Sun to the brink in the playoffs. Just a lot of good vibes around this team. What most excites you for this upcoming season, individually as a second-year player, and then for the Indiana Fever, goals for this season?
Man, I think as a team, obviously, we're trying to win championships now. That's the goal. I think everybody believes in that. We have people on our team that have done that, and I think that's kind of what we were missing last year. We didn't even really have any playoff experience, When we got there to Connecticut, not many people had really ever played in a playoff game. So, adding that experience to our team, I think is going to be very valuable for us through the course of the season, but also when we reach the playoffs. I think for myself, just having a year under my belt and knowing what to expect and continue to have fun playing basketball in front of these great fans. And, as long as we win, I'm going to be happy. So just be the best leader I can be, now, knowing that I have a year under my belt. I know what to expect. I'm the point guard, so people are going to be expecting a lot from me. I need to be there for my teammates, be an extension of Steph on the court, and just be a great leader and have a lot of fun doing it because, the season goes fast, time flies, and I can't believe we're already starting year 2.
You and me both. Well, thank you so much for your time and candor. We always really appreciate it. We wish you nothing but the best this season. We're going to be pulling for you. You can watch Caitlin Clark and all the Indiana Fever on your local TV home of the Fever, WTHR. Thanks so much.